Okay, so what do you do at the end game of the War Within? Retail World of Warcraft at this point in time can be very expansive, and there's definitely a feeling of what's next that kind of comes over many people once they hit max level, especially if you're returning to the game. So today we're going to be laying out exactly what your next steps are after you hit level cap and the quickest and most efficient way possible, as well as a few other things that I think are just worth checking out because they could be really important. Now, your first goal, whether you have reached level 80 or not, is to strap in and grind through the War Within campaign story. After you complete the story, you unlock your World Quest and weekly events system. The World Quest system is by far the most simple and easy way to acquire a variety of rewards in the War Within endgame. A major tip is the second you unlock the World Quest system, grab the add-on World Quest Tracker so you can see all of the World Quests much easier on your map and target farm as you see fit. With these World Quests, you can be rewarded with very effective item level gear to kickstart your character as you are very weak at a fresh level 80. You can acquire gold, additional reputation for completing quests for your Renown, resonance crystals, key shards, and so much more. The very first thing you should be doing when you hit level 80 is to attack your weekly World Quest reward that you could obtain from your Seasoned Adventurous Cache by completing a variety of quests. You can find this by looking for the quest that has a lock behind it, and it will reward you with your epic chest. This weekly cache is going to guarantee you a very high item level item that you could potentially upgrade up to level 593, which is massive in the first week of launch. For example, over on my enhancement shaman, I got super lucky and got a weapon to be dropped, and I fully upgraded it to 593, and it greatly enhanced my character power. Additionally, when it comes to weekly quests, you have your zone-specific weekly quest that you can obtain a rare weekly cache from. As of right now, these weren't available in the early access, so I don't have any footage on this, but it should be available now with the War Within launch, and this is the first thing I'm going to be doing before the weekly reset tomorrow. So definitely don't forget to add this to your to-do list. Lastly, when it comes to your world quest and weekly to-do list, you have the weekly quest you can obtain in the capital in Dornegal from Bjergoth, which will require you to run a specific dungeon to get a massive amount of reputation for a renown of your choosing. And speaking of dungeons, with the launch of the War Within, we will now have access to do our Heroic Dungeons World Tour, which will give you access to 567 heroic level gear. This has the potential also to be upgraded all the way up to item level 580. Easily, this is going to be some of the strongest item level gear you could obtain in the first week of launch, so it's going to be crucial that you get into those heroic dungeons and do each of them before their daily reset. Doing each of these rotational heroic dungeons once per day is known as a world tour, going across every zone to do every dungeon possible. So absolutely make sure you complete your world tour daily to get a ton of Valor Stones while also obtaining 567 heroic item level gear to enhance your character power. In the War Within, there are 4 separate renowned factions that you can obtain reputation for and gain incredibly powerful rewards from. Of course, some of these rewards are cosmetic and not mandatory, but some of these rewards are also locked behind Renown that can reward you with very powerful items in the first few weeks of launch. These include an epic level helmet, shoulders, chest piece, and even a rare trinket that you can customize to your stat priority choosing, which are all very massive and increasing your player power early on. Now, there are multiple ways you can farm out your Renown, which option 1 is going to be the most straightforward, which is literally completing all of the side quests in the zone to obtain a nice chunk of Renown as you finish certain quest lines. For example, I've done this now for Hollowfall and Ash Kahet, and both of them are now past Renown level 7, which gave me the rewards I needed, so I'm going to be doing that for the other 2 zones and be in a great spot to complete everything. Not only that, there are specific quest lines in these zones that can give you some rare 571 item level gear also, so it's a nice 2-for-1 on Renown reputation and some powerful quest rewarded gear. Option number 2 is also a very straightforward one as well, and that's going to be targeting rare mobs daily in a zone because they drop 150 increased reputation when you kill rares in the targeted Renown zone. A major bonus to the endgame is going to be going across the zones and killing rares either for their Renown reputation, for their mount drops, exclusive cosmetics, or their powerful gear that's very helpful to a fresh level 80 like yourself. The easiest way you can track these rares is by using the 2 separate add-ons called Handy Notes and getting the brand new War Within Handy Notes add-on that was just recently released as well. These two add-ons make it incredibly easy to just open up your map, fly around your desired zone, and knock out killing some of these rares to earn a wide variety of rewards, and easily, this is one of my favorite things to do that I can quite literally get lost for hours doing. If you don't like questing and you're looking for an easy way to gain renown, targeted rare farming is absolutely going to be the option for you. In the description below, we also have a link to all of the treasures and rares in every single zone that you can look up, and you can check to see if there are any crucial items that you can obtain. So do yourself a favor, head to these links and it will display you a long list of items that you can target farm for your character. Moving on next, another huge piece of content that I see a lot of people overlooking is simply gathering and looting while you're doing your dailies. Now, I'm being serious here because this is a type of content that can be incredibly beneficial to your character that a lot of people overlook. As you go about your daily or weekly to-do list flying around the world, you are constantly going to be seeing small treasures on the map, as well as herbs or mining nodes that you can gather while doing your dailies. What the game doesn't tell you is that in these purple treasures, you can obtain a wide variety of crucial endgame currencies, such as resonance crystals, which can be used to purchase renown items, rare crafting materials that can make you gold, cosmetics, exclusive rewards, and even valor stones, which is used to upgrade your gear inside the capital. So one of my favorite things to do in the War Within right now every day is to log in, do my rotational rare farming in the zone of my choosing to gain massive amounts of renown reputation, and then while I'm in between my routes, I'm constantly looting herbs or mining to gain gold, while also picking up treasures to gain currency that will increase my player power. So essentially, I'm knocking out 3 or 4 birds in one stone, making it very worth my time, even if it's just for a couple hours. So if you're a solo player and aren't really in the mood to do any hard or difficult content, this could be very, very beneficial for you. Now, speaking of solo content, of course, one of the major features in the War Within expansion is your delves. I like to think of this as a way for you to gain fantastic gear rewards all completely solo. These are like bite-sized dungeon content for players, ranging up to 4 players in a party that can give you a wide variety of rewards by completing them. Now listen, as of right now, I will say delves don't really open up and show their full potential yet because we don't get access to the rest of the delve levels until a couple weeks from now. However, one of the most impactful ways delves can give you great gear is when they become bountiful at random on your map. When you have the chance to go into a bountiful delve, you can use what is called a restored coffer key to unlock an epic chest at the end of that delve that can give you some very serious loot. You can earn these restored coffer keys from a wide variety of sources like collecting and combining 100 key shards, which you can obtain from world quests, radiant echoes, outdoors events, and such. You have certain renown thresholds that can give you coffer keys, even the bountiful delves quest from the capital, which we believe will open up today. So there's a wide variety of options to get these keys. Another huge tip though, which is very important, is to actually hold on to these keys and do not use them yet until we get access to the rest of the delves, as you can get guaranteed incredibly high level item level gear if you progress through the delve system, and you don't want to waste these keys on a crappy level 3 delve. I'm not gonna lie, I made this mistake and used both of my keys on a level 3 delve. Big mistake. So please do yourself a favor and only turn these in once you are way higher in the delve system to get some banging loot guaranteed. I will say one of the benefits of me, spending my keys unwisely was actually getting rewarded radiant echoes, which allowed me to access the brand new feature in the War Within called the World Soul Memories event. Now, this is an event that you can come across in the open world that you can use this radiant echo to activate the event. And then once the event starts, you have a set timer to kill mobs, complete objectives, which will then give you a score and compensate you based on how high your score was. For example, I personally obtained about 50 Valor Stones and some coffer key shards for completing my event, and honestly, it was a very fun event. I love the whole timed aspect where you can try and compete to, get your score better every time. So I personally really loved it. Not only that, you could take your Radiant Echoes and save them to turn them into bigger bulks and acquire more shards and make the challenge even harder. So it's like gambling a little bit. So it's your own personal sort of, mythic system that you try to get the highest score possible, get the best rewards while it being very difficult as well, which is awesome in my opinion. I personally love seeing all of these solo content type options in the War Within, so if you're a solo player, You're honestly eating really good right now. Of course, when it comes to the end game and progression, what type of World of Warcraft player would you be if you didn't dive into professions? Professions are massive so far in the past couple expansions, as Blizzard recently did add talent trees to specialize and cater to your liking even more with your profession individually. For example, you could be an enchanter that specializes in just disenchanting to obtain more materials. You could be a blacksmith that specializes in crafting specific weapons like axes in particular, an inscriptionist that is particularly great at selling Dark Moon cards, an alchemist who specializes in crafting flasks, and so on and so forth. Professions are a fantastic way for you to spend some endgame time on your character to not only make some gold, but to dive into your character even more to enhance your endgame content. And lastly, from a raw content perspective, we have, of course, player versus player content. Now, the Season 1 with ranked PvP, solo queue RPGs and all that fun stuff, it doesn't unlock until September 10th, but it will be preseason at the launch of the game, which means you can farm up all of your honor to obtain a full set of rare PvP gear beforehand. This is going to be very crucial as PvP gear does scale massively in a PvP environment, shooting your item level into like the 600s once you encounter another player. So if you like PvP content or you're interested in solo queue RPGs and arenas, grinding out this full set of rare PvP gear is a very, very big to-do list if this is some of the content you'd like to explore in the War Within. And lastly, for the 10th thing you should be doing at the launch of the game is going to be finding yourself a guild to do content with. This is something that is so overlooked by so many players, but it's easily one of the biggest mistakes you could possibly make. If you don't have a guild or a group of friends that you can be playing with, you're going to be pretty much doing the War Within solo, and I'm not going to lie, playing an MMORPG without friends or a group of players severely hinders your experience. If you all are interested in joining a guild, we just created one for the War Within that now has over 140 members, so please do yourself a favor. If you don't have many people or friends to play with, you're more than welcome to come join the guild, whether you're Alliance, you're Horde, and if you're on an NA realm in the game. It is cross-faction, cross-realm, so let's join you up and play the War Within together. Join the Discord link in the description below. Send us your character name, your server name with your BattleNet attached to it in the Guild Invite tab Discord section, and we will get you in today. No one should play an MMO or video games alone. Come on down. I promise you won't be disappointed. Okay, now just to quickly recap in case you forgot some things or you'd like just a nice little screenshot to have on your desktop to pull up every once in a while. Number one is going to be always check in to do your world quest as well as your weekly quest to earn your epic and rare caches to get guaranteed strong loot. Not only that, you have your weekly quest in the capital to obtain a massive amount of Renown reputation, which leads us into our next point, which is to farm out your Renown as much as possible, as you could obtain very powerful rewards, cosmetics, and so much more because of it. To obtain a bunch of Renown reputation and rewards, you could do targeted rare farming out in the open world. Also, while you're targeting your rotational rare farming, you can even gather materials to make some gold and open up those purple caches to obtain powerful currency to level up your character as well. Additionally, you can also farm out delves to obtain gear and currency to upgrade your character power, but it's also very important to save your relic coffer keys until the rest of the delve levels open up past level 3 so you can obtain instant level 600 item level rewards. After you open up those bountiful delves, you will occasionally get Radiant Echoes, which will give you access to the World Soul Memories event to give you a ton of currency and brand new features as well. In the endgame, you also have access to your professions that you can dive into to increase the amount of gold you make, as well as powerful potions, gear, enhancements, and so much more. A great form of content additionally in the endgame is also PvP, where you can farm out a full set of rare gear before the season officially starts on September 10th, where you can start obtaining your epic gear to compete at the highest level possible in PvP. And for the final and 10th thing you should be doing in the endgame is making sure you join a guild or community that makes you feel wanted, where you can enjoy content with a group of newly made friends and guild mates. Remember, if you're interested in joining a guild, click the link in the description below and we can get you invited today. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up today's video. We're going to be coming out with so much more content on the War Within, like massive news updates, breaking down some of the strongest classes in the game, guides, and so much more. We are so happy with the War Within so far, and I really hope you all enjoy the content. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Like always, it's an absolute pleasure to be making content for you all. Until the very end, my name is Sky from the Comeback Kids. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.